You're doing everything right. At least that's what you tell yourself. Reading the books, watching the videos, following the gurus. But deep down, there's that gnawing feeling that you're still holding back, still playing it safe. What if I told you that your brain has been lying to you about what real progress looks like? The uncomfortable truth is that 95% of men in their prime years are unconsciously sabotaging their potential through a psychological trap I call productive procrastination. Today, I'm going to show you exactly why your current approach to self-improvement might be your biggest obstacle, and more importantly, reveal the counterintuitive strategy that's about to change everything. This isn't another motivational speech. It's your wake-up call. Let's address the elephant in the room. You're trapped in the cycle of intellectual consumption without real-world action. You consume hours of content about discipline and self-improvement, meticulously plan your goals, and tell yourself you're making progress. But here's the brutal reality. Your brain has mastered the art of fake productivity. Every time you watch another video or read another article, you get a hit of dopamine that feels like achievement. It's the same psychological pattern that keeps gamblers at the slot machine, except you're gambling with something far more precious, your potential. This false sense of progress is more dangerous than outright laziness because it keeps you comfortably numb, convincing you that knowledge equals growth. But let me ask you this. When was the last time you felt genuinely proud of your daily actions, not just your daily plans? This is where most self-help content gets it wrong. They'll tell you to focus on motivation, to craft the perfect morning routine, to visualize your success. But motivation is like a fair-weather friend, unreliable when you need it most. Instead, I'm going to introduce you to what I call the velocity principle, a psychological framework that completely transforms how you approach personal growth. Here's the key insight. Momentum isn't just more reliable than motivation, it's the foundation of all lasting change. Think about a time when you were truly in flow, crushing your goals without even thinking about discipline. That wasn't motivation, that was velocity. The problem is, most men mistake planning for progress. You spend hours crafting the perfect workout plan, career strategy, or business model, believing that better preparation equals better results. But this creates what psychologists call a planning fallacy loop. The more you plan, the more your brain believes you've already accomplished something, killing your actual momentum before you even start. The velocity principle works differently. Instead of waiting for motivation or perfect planning, you start with what I call micro-velocity actions. These are deliberately imperfect actions that take less than 60 seconds to initiate. Want to transform your fitness? Don't plan your perfect workout. Do one push-up right now. Want to build a business? Don't spend another hour researching. Send one potential client message right now. The key is immediate, imperfect action that generates real-world feedback. This isn't about starting small, it's about starting now. The psychological impact of immediate action, no matter how small, creates what neuroscientists call an action potential cascade. Each microvelocity action triggers a release of norepinephrine in your brain, creating a natural momentum that makes the next action easier, and the next one even easier still. This is why some men seem to effortlessly maintain their discipline while others stay stuck in the planning phase forever. But here's the crucial part that nobody talks about. You need to deliberately keep your initial actions small enough to bypass your brain's threat response. The moment you think about the entire journey ahead, your amygdala activates, triggering analysis paralysis. By focusing solely on these microvelocity actions, you hack your brain's natural resistance to change. This isn't theory. This is applied neuroscience that's been proven to create lasting behavior change in high-performance environments. Now that you understand the power of microvelocity actions, let's dive into what I call the strategic discomfort protocol. This is where real transformation happens, and it's based on a fundamental truth that most men never grasp. Comfort is the enemy of growth. But I'm not talking about the superficial no pain, no gain mentality. What I'm about to share is a systematic approach to leveraging discomfort as your most powerful tool for accelerated self-improvement. Here's what nobody tells you about discipline. Your body and mind are literally designed to resist it. Every time you attempt to change your behavior, you're fighting against millions of years of evolutionary programming designed to conserve energy and avoid uncertainty. But there's a biological hack that turns this resistance into your greatest ally. When you deliberately expose yourself to calculated doses of discomfort, you trigger what scientists call hermetic stress response, a biological phenomenon that actually strengthens your capacity for discipline. The strategic discomfort protocol works in 3 phases. First, you identify your current comfort threshold in any area, physical, mental, or professional. Then, you deliberately expose yourself to challenges that push exactly 5% beyond that threshold, not 50%, not even 10%. This precise calibration is crucial because it triggers adaptation without overwhelming your system. Finally, you maintain this new threshold for exactly 72 hours before pushing another 5%. This isn't arbitrary, it's based on your body's natural adaptation cycle. Let me make this practical. If you currently struggle to focus for 20 minutes, don't try to jump to 2 hours. Instead, push to 21 minutes, hold it for 3 days, then increase to 22 minutes. If you typically wake up at 7 a.m., don't suddenly switch to 5 a.m. Start with 6:55 a.m., hold it, then move to 6:50 a.m. This methodical progression might seem slow, but here's the kicker. Because you're working with your biology instead of against it, you'll actually achieve your goals faster than those who take the all-or-nothing approach. The real power of this protocol lies in its compound effect. Each 5% increase not only builds your capacity for discipline, but also strengthens your brain's stress resilience pathways. This means that over time, what once felt like discomfort becomes your new normal, allowing you to tackle increasingly challenging goals with less resistance. The final piece of this transformation system is what I call environmental reconstruction, and it's the missing link that most men never consider in their pursuit of self-improvement. While everyone focuses on willpower and motivation, your environment is silently sabotaging your best efforts at discipline. Here's the truth that took me years to understand. Your surroundings are either multiplying your momentum or quietly draining it. But I'm not just talking about cleaning your room or organizing your desk. I'm talking about engineering an ecosystem of inevitable success. Most men try to build discipline through sheer force of will, fighting against their environment every single day. But your brain processes roughly 11 million bits of information per second, and your conscious mind can only handle about 40 bits. This means your environment is constantly influencing your behavior below the level of conscious awareness. The solution isn't more willpower. It's strategic environmental design that makes discipline the path of least resistance. Let me show you how this works in practice. Instead of relying on motivation to wake up early, you need to create what I call environment-forcing functions. Place your phone across the room. But here's the crucial part. Put it on top of your pre-packed gym bag, which sits on top of your laid-out gym clothes, which rest on your pre-filled water bottle. Each item creates a cascade of inevitable action that bypasses your morning decision fatigue. This isn't about motivation. It's about making discipline automatic through strategic placement and preparation. But the most powerful aspect of environmental reconstruction goes beyond. Start by making a small financial investment in your goal, just enough to feel it. Then, increase this investment systematically as you hit each milestone. This creates a psychological phenomenon known as loss aversion cascade, where your brain becomes more committed to maintaining discipline to avoid losing your investment than it is to avoiding discomfort. The final component is digital environment optimization. Your phone, computer, and social media aren't just tools. They're environmental factors that either amplify or diminish your discipline. But instead of traditional digital detox advice, you need to create what I call friction-based hierarchies. This means strategically increasing the steps required to access distracting content while decreasing friction for productive activities. The transformation you'll experience through this system goes far beyond just building discipline or motivation. When you implement these strategies, you'll notice changes within the first 72 hours that most men chase for years. Your mind becomes sharper, cleaner, more focused, like upgrading from a cluttered laptop to a high-performance machine. Your energy levels stabilize and surge, not from caffeine or pre-workout supplements, but from optimized biological systems. But the real payoff? It's the unshakable confidence that comes from knowing you're finally operating at your true potential. This isn't about becoming a different person. It's about becoming the man you were always capable of being, the one who doesn't just plan success but systematically achieves it through deliberate action and strategic discipline. Here's your challenge, and I want you to start it right now. Not after this video ends, not tomorrow, now. For the next 14 days, you're going to implement the velocity principle and strategic discomfort protocol exactly as I've outlined. Start with one micro-velocity action before this video even ends. Then, follow the 5% progression system daily. I want you to come back to this video in 2 weeks and share your transformation in the comments. Not your plans, not your goals, your actual results. This is your turning point, the moment you stop holding yourself back and start becoming unstoppable. The man you're meant to be is waiting on the other side of these next 14 days. The only question is, are you finally ready to meet him?